Regarding the speed enforcement on Houghton, all you have to do is call my office. We'll get some people down there. What I'm always amazed by, and this is the second or third time community groupers brought up speeding concerns to me. What traditionally does is somebody in the audience will say, "There's a big problem, Sheriff, with speeding on my street. We'll take care of it." The person comes back to me a week later, says, "I wasn't intending that you issue me a ticket. It's the other people that are speeding that we wanted to get a ticket to." So, but we'll give that some attention. Just give my office a call, and we'd be happy to address that. Pardon me? Sure. Back there in more appropriate clothing is Lieutenant Gerard Moretz. He's the new district commander for our east side out here. He's an amazing asset to this district. I'm very glad he's out in the district. We had him in other assignments previously. I do have a few comments about the Sheriff's Department real quick, just kind of a little recap. I've been in office now about 2 years. When I took office January 1st of 2017, my department was trending to be $6 or $7 million in the red that year. I vowed that we would erase half that deficit in the first 6 months. We did better than that. Then with the first full fiscal year that I was in office, we finished that fiscal year $5.5 million in the black, which is an $11 million turn in 18 months. That's a pretty big deal in public sector. Right now, we're a little more than halfway through the fiscal year, and we're trending about $3.5 to $3.7 million in the black this year. So we're making good decisions with how we spend money, what we're doing with those funds. It has been a challenge. Staffing is a continued challenge. But we were able this year, this fiscal year, to give most of our deputies a 7.6% raise. It's not everything I want to do for them, but it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. We now have our corrections officers are the highest paid corrections officers in the state, because I was body detention facility at an that attrition rate. So we hope that this will help. It's really hard to hire millennials into law enforcement right now. It's not a problem unique to Pima County. It's a systemic problem. The economy's good. Millennials have a lot of choices. Many of them don't see careers in law enforcement as attractive as I did 37 years ago. So it is a challenge to bring people in the door, but we're doing a better job of that. The other thing, we've just addressed some inequities in the way our corrections commanders are compensated, some other compensation issues. And I've got to acknowledge my, which is Supervisor Christie. Folks, you could not have a supervisor more committed to supporting public safety than Supervisor Christie is. As they say, this is not my first rodeo. This is the fourth law enforcement agency I've worked for. I've worked under a lot of administrations and tried to get things done, but I couldn't ask for a better partner than we have right there. I would like to share with you some things I'm really proud of. About February of 2017, I started looking at crime trends. That's one of the things I have to do as your sheriff, because I'm responsible for public safety in our county. And I saw that we were trending down. So for the next 10 months, I held my breath because it was looking really, really good. I'd like to share the final numbers with you, a comparison 2017 to 2018 crime counts, because I'm really proud of what our people did. Between 2017 and 2018, homicides in Pima County were down by 31.6%. That is really amazing. It's a testament to the good work done by all the people that work on our department. Sexual assaults down by 7.6%. Robberies down by 12.9%. Burglaries down 17.3%. Now that one strikes near and dear to my heart, because usually a burglary is somebody who's completely not contributory in their victimization at all. They went to work that day and came home and found their front door kicked open and stuff stolen out of their home. It's a very intrusive crime as well, having somebody in your home taking your things and stealing personal items. Those were down by 17.3%. Other assaults, which is kind of the punch in the nose, minor assaults, were down by 17.9%. Here's a good one. Fatal traffic accidents were down in the county by 15.4%. Injury accidents down by 7.8%. We had three things that ticked up, all of them less than 1% up. I'd rather they were not up at all, but 1% is not bad. And that's auto theft, larcenies, basic thefts, and aggravated assaults. We're all up by less than 1%. Overall, our calls for service went down by 2.9% year over year. Now, remember, that's in a year that we saved $5.5 million. So we're able to save a lot of money without compromising public safety in our county. That's really remarkable. Last thing I would talk about real quick quick is you may have heard there's some issues around the border. Some of you may have heard something about that. Many of us don't know that Pima County is the largest border county in the United States. There are 31 counties that adjoin the U.S.-Mexico border. Pima County is the largest. We're the largest Tier 1 county in the United States. So necessarily, a lot of my day is consumed with border issues right now. Trying to secure Stone Garden funding. I talked to Washington, D.C. today. I think they're going to approve a grant that's going to come down from Washington, D.C. to the Pima County Sheriff's Department, which will be about $2 million. That has been an uphill slog. As you know, the Board of Supervisors, not our dear supervisor here, but others actually shot down Stone Garden funding previously. That causes a tremendous amount of problems because that money comes all the way from FEMA in Washington, D.C. down to us. So when we rejected it, it had to go all the way back upstream and come all the way back down. So the powers to be in Washington, D.C., when we went to apply for another grant, told me, Sheriff, we're done with you. And I said, please don't be done with me. We're a big border county. We want to be a strategic partner because it contributes to public safety in our county. So it was not until today that I found out that my pleas to Washington, D.C. appears to have been successful. They are going to approve the grant that I have up in D.C. It'll come back down. It's then got to go through a citizen panel for a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors, and it will go to the board for a vote. I'm very hopeful that it will be approved because we need that money. It's equipment money. It's personnel money to deploy resources in areas that we normally cannot do because this county is 9,200 square miles. It's a very vast area to police, and some of it's very remote. The other thing that's noteworthy is a lot more money will be coming down from Washington, D.C. in coming years. Pima County got $3.2 million last year. This year was $3.8 million that came, part of that to the Pima County Sheriff's Department, the others to other agencies. They're estimating next year that will be around $5 million coming down to Pima County. I don't want us to lose out on that money. I need it to buy equipment that otherwise I'll have to have tax dollars for, to deploy resources otherwise I'll have to do with tax dollars. Currently, we are still deploying resources along the border in the interdiction efforts because we have to. And right now I'm paying for that out of my budget. I should be paying for it with $1 million the federal government wanted to give me, but it was rejected.